Before you close this video, before you let hopelessness win, I want you to hear this with your heart. Have you been praying for something that still hasn't happened? Have you been carrying a burden so heavy that you feel like giving up? What if your greatest breakthrough is closer than you think? What if Allah is protecting you through the very delay that is breaking your heart? Every tear you have shed is known to Him. Every silent prayer has been heard. Stay with me until the end, because this reminder may restore the hope you thought you had lost and strengthen your trust in Allah forever. My beloved brothers and sisters, before anything else, I want you to pause for a moment and think about the burden you have been carrying. Perhaps no one around you knows about it. Maybe you have become so good at hiding your pain that even the people closest to you believe everything is fine. You smile when people ask how you are. You continue fulfilling your responsibilities, and you keep moving forward. But deep inside your heart, there is a struggle that words cannot fully describe. Some of you have cried yourselves to sleep. Some of you have spent countless nights staring into the darkness, wondering when life will become easier. Some of you have been making the same prayer for months, perhaps even years, and you are beginning to wonder whether anyone is listening. If that is how you feel today, then I want you to hear this reminder with an open heart. Allah has not forgotten you. Sometimes the greatest pain is not the hardship itself. It is the feeling of being alone in that hardship. It is believing that no one understands what you are going through. Human beings are limited. They can only see what you choose to show them. They may notice your smile but miss the tears behind it. They may hear your laughter but never realize how heavy your heart truly feels. They may walk beside you every day and still have no idea about the battles you fight in silence. But Allah is not like His creation. Before a tear reaches your cheek, He knows why it formed. Before you speak a single word, He knows what is weighing on your heart. Even when you cannot find the right words to express your pain, Allah understands what your heart is struggling to say. There are moments when you feel too exhausted to make a long prayer. There are times when all you can do is whisper His name or simply sit in silence. Never think those moments go unnoticed. Allah knows the language of every broken heart. The danger comes when hardship continues for a long time. At first we remain hopeful. We tell ourselves that relief is near. But as weeks become months and months become years, the whispers of hopelessness begin to grow. We start asking difficult questions. Why is this happening to me? Why does everyone else seem to be moving forward while I remain stuck? Has Allah forgotten me? Those thoughts may visit your mind, but never allow them to settle in your heart. Being tested does not mean being abandoned. In fact, if you look throughout history, you will notice that those who were closest to Allah often experienced the greatest trials. Their lives were not free from sadness, loss, uncertainty, or hardship. Yet every difficulty became a means of drawing them closer to their Creator. Their challenges did not distance them from Allah. They increased their trust in Him. The same can happen for you. Perhaps this hardship has brought you closer to Allah than years of comfort ever could. Perhaps your late-night prayers are more sincere today than they were before the trial began. Perhaps your dependence upon Him has become stronger because you have realized that no human being can solve every problem. Sometimes Allah allows us to reach the end of our own strength so that we finally discover the endless strength that comes from relying upon Him. Think back over your own life. There were moments when you believed you would never recover from a certain disappointment. You thought the pain would remain forever. Yet somehow Allah carried you through it. You may not have noticed it at the time, but every day He gave you enough strength for that day. Not enough for the whole year, not enough for the entire journey, but enough for one more step, then another step, then another. That is how His mercy often works. He does not always remove the mountain immediately, but He gives you the strength to keep climbing until you reach the other side. Do not measure Allah's love by how easy your life is. Measure it by how many times He has protected you without you even realizing it. Measure it by the hope He continues to place in your heart after every disappointment. Measure it by the fact that despite everything you have faced, you are still turning to Him. That itself is a blessing. If Allah had truly abandoned you, your heart would no longer seek Him. The very fact that you still raise your hands in prayer is a sign that His mercy continues to surround you. So never compare your hidden struggles with someone else's visible blessings. Every person has a different test. Every soul has a different journey. Allah knows exactly what each of us needs to grow, to mature, and to return to Him with sincerity. Your path may be different from someone else's, but different does not mean forgotten. If today your heart feels heavy, keep speaking to Allah. If your eyes fill with tears, let them fall knowing they are seen. If your prayers seem delayed, continue making them with hope instead of despair. The one who created your heart knows exactly how to heal it, and He never neglects those who place their trust in Him. So before you allow hopelessness to convince you that your prayers no longer matter, remember this one unshakable truth. The world may overlook your pain, but Allah has never forgotten you. Not for a single moment, my beloved brothers and sisters. Once your heart accepts that Allah has never forgotten you, another truth begins to bring comfort to the soul. It is a truth that many of us struggle to embrace because we naturally want answers immediately. We want our prayers to be answered today, our hardships to disappear tomorrow, and our worries to come to an end as quickly as possible. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sees what we cannot see. What feels like a delay to us may actually be one of the greatest acts of mercy in our lives. Think about how often we make plans with only the present in mind. We see one opportunity and believe it is the best for us. We become attached to one dream and convince ourselves that happiness depends on achieving it. We ask Allah for something with complete certainty that it will make our lives better. Then the answer does not come. The opportunity disappears. The door closes. The waiting continues. At that moment, disappointment fills our hearts, and we begin wondering why Allah did not answer us in the way we expected. But what if the answer was already there? Sometimes Allah answers your prayer by giving you exactly what you asked for. Sometimes He answers it by giving you something even better. And sometimes He answers it by protecting you from something that would have brought you pain, even though you could not see it at the time. Imagine a child reaching for something dangerous without realizing it. The child may cry when a loving parent pulls it away, believing something wonderful has been taken. Yet the parent understands the danger that the child cannot see. The child sees disappointment. The parent sees protection. In a far greater and more perfect way, Allah knows the future while we know only the present. He knows the consequences of every path before we even take the first step. Many of us can look back at our own lives and recognize this truth. There were things we desperately wanted years ago. We prayed for them with all our hearts. We thought they were the answer to all our problems. Yet today, with the benefit of hindsight, we thank Allah that those prayers were not answered exactly as we wanted. If they had been, we might have entered relationships that would have broken us, accepted opportunities that would have led us away from goodness, or chosen paths that seemed attractive but carried hidden hardship. What felt like rejection was actually protection. This is why we must never judge Allah's mercy by the speed of His response. His wisdom is not measured by our timetable. We become impatient because we see only today. Allah sees today, tomorrow, and every moment that follows. He knows the perfect time for every blessing to enter your life. A blessing that arrives too early may become a burden. A responsibility given before you are ready may overwhelm you. Sometimes Allah delays the gift because He is first preparing your heart to receive it with gratitude, wisdom, and humility. There are people listening today who have been making the same prayer for a long time. Perhaps you are asking Allah for healing. Perhaps you are praying for a righteous spouse, a child, financial relief, peace within your family, or guidance through a difficult chapter of life. Every day you continue asking, And every day you wonder why the answer has not yet arrived. Do not allow the length of the wait to weaken the strength of your faith. Every sincere prayer reaches Allah. Every tear is known to Him. Every moment you spend placing your hope in Him has value. Even if you cannot see the answer today, Allah has not ignored your voice. He hears what no one else hears. He knows what no one else knows. And He responds with perfect wisdom, not according to our impatience, but according to what is truly best. One of the greatest mistakes we make is comparing our timeline with someone else's. We see another person receiving the blessing we have been praying for, and our hearts become restless. We begin asking, why them and not me? But every life has its own journey. Every servant has a unique test. Allah knows when each person is ready for what He has written for them. Comparing your waiting period to someone else's blessing only steals your peace. Instead, let someone else's blessing become proof that Allah is capable of changing lives. If He can open doors for them, He can open doors for you as well. Your time simply has not arrived yet. While you wait, continue growing, continue praying, continue serving others, continue improving your character, continue seeking forgiveness. Never think that the waiting period is empty. Allah is doing His work, even when you cannot see it. He may be removing obstacles you know nothing about. He may be protecting you from unseen harm. He may be arranging circumstances that must come together before your prayer is answered in the most beautiful way. So if today you are standing before a closed door, do not assume it will remain closed forever. Trust that Allah knows which doors should open, which should remain shut, and exactly when each one should appear before you. Keep your heart hopeful. Keep your hands raised in prayer. Keep your trust alive even when the answers seem delayed. One day you may look back on this very season of waiting and realize it was not a punishment at all. It was one of the greatest expressions of Allah's mercy in your life. The prayer that seems delayed today may become tomorrow's greatest proof that Allah's timing is always perfect. My beloved brothers and sisters, once you begin to understand that Allah's delays are never without wisdom, there is another reality that can completely change the way you face life's greatest challenges. It is this: do not let despair make you quit right before your breakthrough. Sometimes the darkest part of the night comes just before dawn. In the same way, some of the greatest blessings arrive after the longest periods of waiting. The tragedy is that many people lose hope only moments before Allah opens the door they have been praying for. Life has a way of testing not only our patience but also our perseverance. There comes a point in every difficult journey where your strength feels exhausted. You have prayed so many times that you wonder if you should pray again. You have made every effort you know how to make, yet nothing appears to be changing. You begin asking yourself, what is the point? Maybe this is simply how my life will always be. Those thoughts are dangerous because they quietly replace hope with surrender. Not surrender to Allah, but surrender to hopelessness. Never forget that hopelessness is one of the greatest burdens a heart can carry. The moment a person truly believes that nothing will ever improve, they stop expecting mercy. They stop making sincere prayers with confidence. They stop striving with enthusiasm. They continue living, but without hope. That is exactly what you must guard your heart against. Allah is able to change your situation in a single moment. Think about how quickly life can change. One phone call can transform your future. One conversation can open a door that seemed permanently closed. One opportunity can appear when you least expect it. One sincere prayer can become the turning point you have been waiting for. If human circumstances can change so quickly, then how much greater is the power of the one who controls every heart, every event, and every outcome? Sometimes we become so focused on what has not happened that we fail to recognize what Allah is already doing. We look only for dramatic changes while overlooking the quiet ways in which He continues to guide us. He gives us strength we did not know we possessed. He places supportive people in our lives. He protects us from dangers we never even notice. He keeps our hearts connected to Him even through the hardest trials. These are not small blessings. They are signs that Allah is still caring for you every single day. Imagine a traveler crossing a vast desert. The sun is relentless, the journey is exhausting, and every step feels heavier than the last. Eventually, the traveler begins to think there is no point in continuing. But what if the water they desperately need is only a short distance ahead? If they stop walking now, they will never reach it. Life often feels exactly like that. We cannot see what lies beyond the next hill, but Allah can. He knows how close relief truly is, even when we cannot. This is why you must never measure your future by your present feelings. Feelings change, circumstances change, but Allah's mercy never changes. Just because you feel overwhelmed today does not mean your story will always remain this way. Just because you cannot see the answer does not mean it is not already on its way. Continue making your prayers with certainty. Continue asking Allah with humility. Continue improving yourself even if no one notices. Continue performing acts of kindness even while carrying your own burdens. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come while a person is quietly remaining faithful during a season that nobody else understands. Remember also that every sincere effort you make is valuable, even if the result has not appeared yet. You may think your prayers have gone unanswered, but every moment you spend turning toward Allah is strengthening your relationship with Him. Every act of patience is shaping your character. Every hardship you endure with faith is raising your spiritual rank in ways you may never fully comprehend in this life. One of the greatest mistakes people make is deciding that because the answer has not come yet, it never will. They stop praying. They stop hoping. They stop believing that tomorrow can be different from today. But Allah is not limited by time. He is not restricted by human expectations. He can create an opening where there appears to be none. He can replace loss with abundance, sadness with joy, confusion with clarity, and weakness with strength. All at the moment He knows is best. So if your heart feels tired today, rest in your trust, not in your despair. If your eyes fill with tears, let those tears become prayers instead of reasons to lose hope. If the road seems longer than you expected, remember that every step taken toward Allah is never wasted. Perhaps this very test is preparing you for a blessing so great that when it finally arrives, you will understand why every delay, every tear, and every difficult moment was part of Allah's perfect plan. One day, you may look back at the season that almost made you give up and realize it became the very season that brought you closest to your Creator. So do not stop now. Keep believing, keep striving, keep praying, keep trusting. The one who has carried you this far will not abandon you before the journey is complete. Never give up today. You may be only one prayer away from the breakthrough Allah has already prepared for you. My beloved brothers and sisters, when you refuse to give up and continue placing your trust in Allah, something extraordinary begins to happen within you. Even if your circumstances have not changed yet, you begin to change. And sometimes that is the greatest blessing of all. We often pray for Allah to change our situation. But before He changes what is around us, He may first change what is within us. Your current struggle is not simply something to survive. It may be the very process Allah is using to prepare you for a blessing greater than you can imagine. Think about the strongest people you know. Rarely did they become strong because life was always easy. Their strength was built through challenges, disappointments, losses, and moments when they had no choice but to rely upon Allah. Hardship has a way of revealing qualities that comfort often leaves hidden. Patience grows when life tests your endurance. Gratitude becomes deeper when you remember what it feels like to live without something. Humility develops when you realize how much you truly need Allah every single day. If every prayer were answered the moment we made it, would we ever learn patience? If every road were smooth, would we appreciate the one who guides us? If life never tested us, would our faith ever become stronger? Many of the qualities that make a believer beautiful are born during the very seasons we wish would end. Consider how a tree grows. Before anyone admires its branches or enjoys its fruit, its roots must grow deep beneath the surface. That work happens where no one can see it. The deeper the roots become, the stronger the tree can stand when powerful winds arrive. In the same way, Allah often develops the roots of your faith during seasons that seem quiet, lonely, and difficult. While you think nothing is happening, He is building the strength you will need for the future. He has already prepared. Perhaps today you are carrying a burden that feels heavier than anything you have experienced before. Maybe you are struggling with financial difficulties that seem endless. Maybe you are caring for a loved one who is ill. Maybe your heart is recovering from betrayal, disappointment, or the loss of someone dear to you. It is natural to ask why these things happen. But alongside that question, ask another one. What is Allah teaching me through this trial? That question changes everything. Instead of seeing hardship only as pain, you begin seeing it as preparation. Instead of believing your struggle is meaningless, you begin recognizing that every challenge is shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and bringing you closer to the person Allah knows you can become. Many blessings require preparation before they arrive. Imagine giving someone a great responsibility before they are ready to carry it. What should have been a blessing could quickly become overwhelming. Allah knows exactly when your heart is prepared for what He has written for you. Sometimes the waiting period is not because the blessing is unavailable. It is because you are being prepared to receive it with wisdom, gratitude, and maturity. Look back over your own life. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago. The trials you faced have changed you. They have taught you lessons that success alone could never teach. They have made you more compassionate toward people who are suffering. They have reminded you not to take simple blessings for granted. They have shown you that true peace is not found in wealth, status, or recognition, but in a heart that remains connected to Allah. Even the moments you wish had never happened may one day become the moments you thank Allah for the most. Not because the pain itself was enjoyable, but because of the person you became through it. Many people discover their greatest purpose only after walking through their greatest struggle. Never underestimate what Allah is doing while you are waiting. He is not only arranging your future, He is preparing you to live it. He is removing qualities that would harm you and replacing them with qualities that will benefit you. He is teaching you patience before giving you abundance, humility before granting success, and reliance upon Him before opening doors that could easily distract your heart. So do not think that this season of difficulty is empty. Every sincere prayer, every act of patience, every tear shed in the hope of Allah's mercy is accomplishing something meaningful. Even when you cannot see immediate results, Allah is doing His work in ways that are beyond your understanding. One day, the blessing will arrive. When it does, you may realize that if it had come earlier, you would never have appreciated it the way you do now. You will recognize that every delay, every challenge, and every difficult lesson prepared you for that very moment. Until then, keep walking with hope. Keep striving with sincerity. Keep trusting the wisdom of the one who knows your future better than you know your present. Never mistake preparation for abandonment. And never confuse hardship with the absence of Allah's mercy. Your struggle is not proof that Allah has forgotten you. It may be the greatest evidence that He is preparing you for something far more beautiful than you can currently imagine. The trial that is shaping your heart today may become the blessing that changes your life tomorrow. My beloved brothers and sisters, as we come to the end of this reminder, I want you to leave with something far more valuable than information. I want you to leave with hope. Not the kind of hope that depends on your circumstances, but the kind that remains alive because it is rooted in your trust in Allah. Life will continue to test you. There will still be days when your heart feels heavy, moments when your prayers seem delayed, and times when you cannot understand what Allah is doing. But if there is one lesson to carry with you, it is this. Never allow temporary hardship to make you lose confidence in the endless mercy of Allah. Your life is much bigger than the chapter you are living today. We often make the mistake of believing that our current situation defines our entire future. When we experience disappointment, we begin expecting more disappointment. When one door closes, we convince ourselves that every other door will remain shut. But Allah is the Lord of new beginnings. He can replace sadness with joy, confusion with clarity, weakness with strength, and loss with blessings in ways that no human mind could ever predict. Remember how many times your life has already changed. Think back to difficulties you believed would never end. There were moments when you thought you would never smile again, yet Allah carried you through them. At the time, you could not imagine how things would improve, but they did. Perhaps not exactly as you expected, but always according to the wisdom of the one who sees the complete picture. That is why your past should strengthen your faith, not weaken it. Every challenge Allah has already brought you through is evidence that He is fully capable of carrying you through the next one as well. Sometimes we become so focused on what we have lost that we fail to notice what still remains. We count the blessings that disappeared, but overlook the countless blessings that continue to surround us every single day. The ability to wake up each morning, to breathe, to seek forgiveness, to make another prayer, to help another person, to begin again. These are gifts that many people take for granted. Gratitude does not mean pretending life is perfect. It means recognizing that even during imperfect moments, Allah's mercy continues to reach you in countless ways. The more grateful your heart becomes, the easier it is to see hope where despair once existed. As you leave this reminder, make a decision today. Decide that you will no longer allow fear to speak louder than your faith. Decide that you will continue making your prayers even if the answers seem delayed. Decide that you will continue trusting Allah even when you cannot understand His wisdom. Decide that you will continue doing good even when life feels difficult. There is great strength in simply refusing to give up. Perhaps someone listening today has reached the point where they feel completely exhausted. You have cried more than anyone knows. You have carried responsibilities that nobody sees. You have smiled while hiding pain that words could never explain. If that is you, then listen carefully. You are stronger than you think. Not because of your own ability, but because Allah has been strengthening you every single day. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still hoping, and still turning toward Him is proof that His mercy has never left you. Do not let the whispers of despair convince you that your story is over. Allah is still writing it. The page you are reading today is not the final page. There are chapters you have not yet lived, blessings you have not yet received, prayers that have not yet been answered in the way Allah knows is best, and moments of joy that you cannot yet imagine. Walk into tomorrow with confidence. Not because you know what tomorrow holds, but because you know who holds tomorrow. When life becomes heavy again, remember everything we have reflected on together. Remember that Allah sees every tear, even those hidden from the world. Remember that delays are often protection. Remember that despair should never replace hope. Remember that your struggles are preparing you for something greater. Above all, remember that Allah has never forgotten you, not for a single second. Keep your heart connected to Him through prayer. Keep your tongue busy with gratitude. Keep your character beautiful even when others fail to appreciate it. Continue forgiving, continue helping, continue believing, and continue trusting. Every sincere act is known to Allah, and nothing done for His sake is ever wasted. One day, perhaps sooner than you expect, you may look back on this season of your life with tears of gratitude instead of tears of sadness. You may finally understand why certain doors closed, why certain prayers were delayed, and why certain trials had to happen. On that day, you will realize that Allah was guiding you all along, even when the path seemed unclear. So lift your head with confidence, calm your heart with trust, and move forward with hope. The one who created you knows exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, and exactly how to bring it into your life in the most beautiful way. Before you give up, remember this: Allah has never forgotten you, And His greatest blessings often arrive just after your greatest test. My beloved brothers and sisters, if this reminder has touched your heart, don't let it end with this video. Carry these words with you whenever life feels overwhelming. Remember that no matter how difficult your journey becomes, Allah has never forgotten you, and He never will. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep striving, and never lose hope in His perfect plan. If this message brought you comfort, share it with someone who may be silently struggling and needs this reminder today. May Allah replace your worries with peace, strengthen your faith, answer your prayers in the best way, and bless you in this life and the next. Ameen.